So I think Tiny Towns is better than Azul. And, there's a few reasons why. They're very subtle, but I think they add up to just me pulling it off my shelf more than Azul for whatever reason. So I think the most obvious one is the player count range. Tiny Towns goes 1 to 6 players, Azul goes 2 to 4. That makes sense. You can play by yourself or with a larger group. The other things are a lot more subtle. So replayability is one. As someone who plays more board games with my friends, I find that Tiny Towns is more interesting to bring out. It reminds me of Dominion, where there's some cards in here and you can swap out the cards for different setups. And even within those setups, you can go down different paths. Whereas in a game like Azul, it's all very fixed and different strategies come up as the game progresses. But I like this. Some of the other things I like about Tiny Towns, and the reason why I compare it to Azul is that they're both light strategy games. They're both games that I play with people that maybe have played a few, but not that many games, that want something they can play after dinner. And it's something that I'm proud of, and that every time someone plays this game, they get it pretty quickly, 5-10 minutes of teaching, and then they want to play it right after we've played one round. So I love it. If they want to play it again, I know I've picked a winner, and that's happened every single time. Now, to give you a feeling of what the game just overall is like, I don't like going through just a full how to play. So I'll give you the highlights. The game kind of feels like 2048, that mobile game with swiping, and Tetris, a little Candy Crush combined, because what you're doing is you've got cards, and on the cards are little Tetris-looking patterns. And throughout the game, what you're doing is taking from a collective pool of colored cubes, passing around this lovely hammer component. This is actually another reason why I like the game. It's so fun to hold this little piece. It's oddly wide for a little wooden hammer. I think another reason why I like it. Anyways, if you've got the hammer, you're the master builder. Turns are pretty quick, so as the master builder, you pick a color. In this case, I pick blue, so everyone puts blue onto their board, every player. And I pass it off to him. He picks yellow. Everyone puts yellow on their board. And then she picks red. Everyone puts red on the board. And now look at me. I've made a pattern that matches the cottage. So I'm gonna swap that out because I am choosing to remember these three, swap them out for the cottage. So it's lending, you can already see how this is a game about space management. It's about building on into like picking a lane, following your strategy and going wholeheartedly into it. So maybe you want to do a bunch of cottages with farms and chapels, or someone else wants to go for taverns and fully focus on that and kind of combo off there, or whatever it may be. You're playing this game where you're trying to maximize what you're doing in your plan while mitigating what other people are doing. And there's a little bit of back and forth. If someone sees that you need a specific color, maybe they pick something else that they need instead. But overall, this game is just so fun to play. And there's all these other cards here that add to the replayability. So you swap out Chapel for an Abbey, the game is completely different. The strategies change. You swap out the well for a millstone, or the factory for a trading post. And having all these setups makes the game fun. It makes it replayable. And the basic rules apply, and you get to do something new. So I think this is a game that'll stick on my shelf for a while. It's the one I pull out whenever I have people over that want to play something a little deeper than Codenames or Just One or these other light games, but not as big or as heavy as like Viticulture or something. So that's what I think of Tiny Towns. What do you think? Does it beat Azul? Is it something that you've played more, or what are your opinions? Let me know in the comments. Thanks. Oh, the bags with the holes. The bags, every single bag also has a hole in it, a small hole, so that it gets all the air out. It's beautiful. A weird thing though, is that every bag is a different size. So these 2 bags are different sizes, and you know, it's obviously because the components are different sizes, but once you open everything up, it's really easy to forget what things go into, but fortunately, they all fit pretty easily into any bag. So satisfying.